so great to hear from Rebecca and Edward on how Cisco platforms are helping them to simplify and to work even faster and focus on their actionable business. We are going to dive a little bit deeper into that actually, and we're going to go out to Rob Boyd, who is with us in the world of solutions, very close to the networking wall. So Rob, are you out there?
I am here, Cedric. It's so good to hear from you in the anchor chair there. So we've got the whole networking wall. Steve, I'll have you swing around, then I'll introduce Juan. But if you just look how big this wall is, you can't miss it if you're anywhere in the, what do we call this here, the showcase?
This is a showcase.
This is a showcase. So you've got lots of detailed things you can talk about here. But right now I want to give you an overview. Juan, Vela, thank you so much. We spoke in Vegas at Cisco Live.
Yes.
And things have continued to change. So I wonder, using this wall as kind of your cheat sheet, you don't need a cheat sheet, I need a cheat sheet. Can you walk us through what's important about Cisco Networking Cloud, and what would you highlight as some of the things that are executing on that?
Yeah, it's been an incredible year since Cisco Live US back in Vegas. You and I spoke. We introduced Cisco Networking Cloud. It's a vision to simplify the entire portfolio. Essentially what we're trying to drive is a convergence of platforms.
Okay.
Right? Platforms are essentially they're the foundation for our entire portfolio. And so what we're trying to do is simplify the portfolio, make it easier for our customers to do business with us, and ultimately drive a great experience for our end customers.
Excellent.
Now, in the last, let's say 9 months, we introduced cloud monitoring for the wireless part of the switching part of the portfolio.
Well, show me where, go ahead and do some show and tell.
We started with cloud monitoring for switching. And that introduced basically an on-ramp for a lot of our Catalyst customers to bring their 92, 93, 9500 switches.
Okay, so these are the 9300s we got over here?
Right, right.
And the 92, okay, and Meraki's all integrated.
Exactly, and so what we're doing this year actually, the next big release is we're introducing cloud monitoring for our wireless portfolio. So essentially what that does is it extends that benefit of cloud management for all of our customers that are essentially trying to get that on-ramp, right? So it basically does both campus and branch now, so it's a much expansive part of the network. So
it's so much easier to add to smaller locations or places where staffing might be a little bit of a challenge.
So that's the latest, and we actually introduced just at this event as well, the Catalyst 9300M.
Okay.
9300M, think of this as the cloud managed experience right out of the box for our Catalyst customers.
Wow, so you buy that one, you know that's what you've signed up for.
That's exactly what you signed up for.
But probably a quick turnkey situation.
Exactly, exactly. So what we had before was basically a convergence out in the field. That was an option, but now we're making it out of the box, right? So that experience is much easier, it's much more integrated, and that's essentially continuing that vision of Cisco Networking Cloud.
Okay. What else have we got here? Take your time. I've just been getting word that we've got more time to play with.
Now, one of the other things that we focus on is bringing tighter integrations between our platforms. So think of Cisco Networking Cloud, think of Security Cloud. Right? So what we're driving is greater integrations across those two platforms.
Okay.
And one of the areas that we're also introducing now is actually, if you follow me over this way, we're introducing secure access integrations with our Catalyst SD-WAN, the Catalyst 8300.
Okay, so the 8300 down here toward the bottom, just make sure we get them all. I'm sure those antennas are not deployed correctly. But
now, if you think about Catalyst SD-WAN plus our 1,000 eyes insights, right? So you can now basically assure a digital experience for a lot of our customers. So think about connectivity, think about security, think about assurance. All of those integrations now possible through the platform integrations.
Well, you know what I love about what you guys are doing is you're helping me not have to think about it quite so actively because of the embedding and the integration. And that's where you're going with it, right?
That's exactly where we're going. Try to make it easier for our customers to deliver those great experiences that I spoke about. Think about all the people that are here at this event.
Yeah.
Now, how can you assure the experience for all the attendees here? Right? It's not just it's not just connectivity. It's not just security.
Right.
It's all of those things. And again, the assurance to be able to validate that that experience is being elevated. That's what Thousand Eyes brings for us.
I gotcha. Okay. Now I know we still have plenty of time here, but this got the Nexus dashboard and the data center infrastructure. How are you integrating and playing with network cloud in this situation?
Well, again, this is another great development that we've had in the last 6 months plus. We've been doing a lot of partnerships with AI players. NVIDIA, you saw the release that came out this week. A great partnership with NVIDIA. There's other players like Red Hat that we are also partnering with.
Okay.
But think about the complexity of the data center. You've got all kinds, you have switches, you have the compute products, you have interconnects, you have management systems. A lot of things to think about. Now you add NVIDIA NPUs into that mix. And
that's right, the new partnership with NVIDIA.
It increases the complexity even further. And so what we're doing now is actually creating validated designs, Cisco validated designs, that takes the do-it-yourself out of
No,
that.
I'm a big fan of the CVDs because
Exactly.
I mean, they're even great as a technical salesperson. You need to read through, see how it works, but much more importantly for customers who's saying, I don't want to figure out how to integrate this on my own. So final point, what should we remember coming out of this?
So remember that our vision on Cisco Networking Cloud continues, right? That's going to continue for the next couple of years. We'll have more milestones to talk about at Cisco Live US. Think about the security and networking integrations.
I'm gonna do it.
Those things coming together, driving greater experiences for our customers. And think of all of the investments we're making in our AI infrastructure. It's a great place to be.
That's awesome. Juan, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Guys, keep by and check out the networking wall and dive into the details here. Juan and his team are ready to help you out. Back to you in the studio.
Rob, thank you so much. Really love when we take a look at what's happening at the networking wall. Always such a popular area here at the show, and thanks to Juan Vela as well for walking us through that demo and showing us what it's all about. We're back in the Cisco TV studio. I'm joined on set right now by Rebecca Stone, our Senior VP of Customer Solutions Marketing, and we are glad to have one of our amazing partners with us, Ed Green, Head of Commercial at McLaren Racing, a company that is always like, whenever McLaren's around, nobody cares about what we do at Cisco. They just, let's see the cars, let's talk about the cars. So thank you for joining us today.
No, absolute pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Really, really great to have you both today. All right, so we just came out of this fantastic iTalk, and I want to start with you, Rebecca. Cisco Networking Cloud, it's really changing the way that IT teams are managing their networks. How are we doing it? What are some of the day-to-day benefits that our customers like McLaren and so many customers watching on the stream here are able to experience as we get closer to this vision?
Yeah, I think that there's two things probably. One is the vision, the future of where we are going, and that is all about simplifying how our customers are going to be working with Cisco and with Cisco networking specifically, because right now they're working maybe in 4 or 5 different platforms and having to think about 4 or 5 different UIs, 4 or 5 different APIs, and we really need to consolidate all those to ensure that they are moving faster and doing things in a better way. We really heard Ed and all of the customers in the iTalk talk about that platform approach, how they have to have faster SLAs, how they have to be thinking about what they are delivering to their end users, and we need to deliver that from a Cisco Networking Cloud perspective. From an immediate perspective, how that's going to have an impact is really in the switching and wireless portfolios with Meraki and Catalyst, and how we are able to not only monitor all of your Catalyst switches within Meraki, which allows you to see the full holistic picture across your entire portfolio of Cisco wireless and switching products, but also start to manage. So you're now able to monitor all of your wireless devices in Meraki. You're also able to manage some of your switches with the new 9300M directly in the Meraki portfolio.
It's a really exciting time as we continue to add to that stack and that complexity. Jonathan talked about it yesterday in the keynote, right, where he said, how do we keep our customers up to speed? They can't slow down, wondering where the problems are going to occur. Ed, I want to ask you, where are you seeing the most complexity in solving security needs within the McLaren network?
I think our network's quite unique in that we pop up in all these different places around the world. So anywhere you see us out on a racetrack, behind the scenes is a mobile data center full of radio gear, routers, switching, all of our telemetry servers and all of our car data, and we're popping that up around the world at 24 different places. So just with that inherently comes a lot of security concerns. You know, our edge network is moving location, it's moving geographies often. And also we've got to look at our people. You know, they're coming under attacks. These attacks are much more sophisticated. They are public figures. They're known in the sport. They're known in the industry. They're known in media. And so people can get very targeted. And it's hard to respond. You know, when you're operating under pressure in a garage or on the pit wall and an email comes through, sure, we give good cybersecurity training. But in those moments, are you going to really rely on that person? And we shouldn't have to. You know, I think there's a huge amount of technology behind the scenes that just in the same way we use it to help people make decisions on track, we can help them make really good security decisions.
I love that. I want to stay with you for a moment. Why Cisco? Why us?
You're someone that drives us to innovate just as much as we look at ourselves to innovate. You know, when we look at our car, the car that starts the season at the first race, if it won the race and you didn't touch it, it would be stone dead last by the end of the year. So put simply, if you're not moving forwards, you're going backwards. And that's what we see in spades from the team at Cisco. You know, with the product releases, with software updates and versions across the whole networking portfolio, they're innovating and pushing us and challenging us to think differently. So we love it from that side, but also there's a lot of shared values, not just around innovation, but the way your company thinks, the way your execs challenge our execs and support each other. It's a really, really good partnership.
We are so grateful for that partnership. I always say, Rebecca, that this is what really makes Cisco tick. It is the partnerships that really drive what it is that we do. We are not an island. We do our best work, and we work with phenomenal partners like McLaren. Ed, thank you so much, Rebecca. Really appreciate you being here in the studio with us. Great innovation talk, and we do appreciate the great partnership between McLaren and Cisco. Glad you were able to bring this to our broadcast here today.
Absolutely.